An important, but often overlooked, perspective on writing is the actual process of putting words, numbers, and images onto paper. In engineering and science, that process is particularly challenging because you often have to write as part of a team. As occurs in all types of writing, the process for writing in engineering and science has 4 stages: planning, drafting, revising, and proofreading. Planning consists of deciding upon the scope of the content to be conveyed and analyzing the document's audience, purpose, and format. Planning also includes outlining the document. Certainly, one form of outline would be a table of contents that shows the headings, subheadings, and appendices. Such a form is often requested by managers or professors early in the process. From an author's perspective, though, a more valuable outline contains not only those details, but states important transitions and a takeaway sentence for each paragraph. This author's outline also contains sketches or descriptions of the illustrations. Such an outline helps bridge the planning or thinking stage with the drafting stage. When making a schedule, novices often have the draft due only 1 or 2 days before the due date, thereby removing any time to adjust for problems. In addition, novices often assign one person to draft the first part of the document, another person to draft the second part, and so forth. The result from this sort of planning is usually chaos, because each person writes in a different format and style, with conflicting assumptions about what the audience knows and what information has come before. What is worse is that often at least one member is late in delivering his or her draft. In such cases, team members have to scramble to assemble the draft and cobble the pieces into a coherent story. To avoid such disasters, professionals generally assign one person to be the lead writer. Typically, that person is someone who meets deadlines. The other team members then have supporting tasks, creating drawings and tables, researching missing details, or drafting specific excerpts for which that team member has expertise. When multiple members have a hand in drafting, the lead writer ensures that those pieces arrive on time and that those pieces fit into a coherent story. In the second scenario, the draft comes together days rather than hours before the due date. Moreover, professionals assign a time period, say 4 hours, for the first review and second review. For these reviews, team members commit to review the draft and return comments. Then, at the end of the review period, the lead writer synthesizes the comments and creates another draft. In this professional strategy, the lead writer takes on a large share of the workload. Note, though, that to balance the workload over a semester, a different person can serve as the lead writer on the next document. Another difference between the writing processes of novices and professionals is that professionals typically go through more revisions. Although you might have been able in high school to achieve success with a single draft, you will require multiple drafts to achieve success for reports in engineering and science. Targeting technical content for specific audiences, achieving precision and clarity on your wording and illustrations, and emphasizing the most important details. Those goals require multiple passes through the document. Across different disciplines, the best writers have been revisers. Linus Pauling, chemistry; Gertrude Elion, medicine; Richard Feynman, physics; Jane Goodall, zoology. Because they revised, so should you. Often neglected, the final stage of the writing process is proofreading, which is distinctly different from revising. When revising, your goal is to make the document as strong as possible. However, when proofreading, you are focused on correcting errors. Because time for proofreading is limited by deadlines, you should use your proofreading time wisely. For instance, during the proofreading stage, you should double-check the title, headings, and first sentences. Mistakes in those places significantly undercut the credibility of authors. Another important check during the proofreading stage is determining whether the document passes the eye test. Is the format consistent throughout the document? Here you should check the typefaces, the line spacing, the illustration names, and whether the document has page numbers and all of the expected sections.